Hey everybody, welcome to Matt Men, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm Andrew Zan. I'm joined by the big wiggle himself, Rich Stambolian.
Hello.
Is that your Morgan Freeman?
That's my Don Draper. Hello.
That's your Don Draper.
Hello.
That is how we came up with the name for this show.
Yes.
It was a spin-off on Mad Men.
Yep. Adam Misch birthed the brainchild of Adam Misch when we worked together in Great Neck a long time ago.
Did he get engaged?
He got engaged.
And
his wife, his fiance is pregnant.
Yes, I saw that. Congratulations,
I
Adam.
think the kid is his.
I hope so. We'll find out when that baby comes out.
It's true.
Congratulations to Adam. Good dude. Very much like him. I know his brother Noah for years.
Solid guy.
He joined us in Vegas. He was hanging out with us. Very cool. Very small world.
Yeah.
Guys, we have a ton of professional wrestling to talk about, obviously. Last night's Survivor Series, Dynamite, everything else that's happening. Before we continue, I want to thank our sponsor, and that's Nirvana CBD. Experience the Nirvana CBD difference by heading over to nirvanacbd.com and checking out their line of CBD products, including for your pets, for yourself. I'm a big fan of CBD. I've become a very natural person over the last couple of years. I like to partake a little bit, but sometimes you don't want to get loopy. And I generally take a CBD in the morning for all my body pains because I have broken everything, including my hip and my back and my knees. So very much recommend you checking this out. NirvanaCBD.com. Check out the Nirvana CBD difference. Rich, so what did you like?
I thought Survivor Series was fantastic. Okay. It was a fun show. It was a nice big show. It started with an Ozzy intro package. I think they need to, apart from the wrestling stuff, I think they need to put the Ozzy thing to rest, man. I feel so bad for the guy.
Okay, I gotta say, this was this is right up Hunter's alley, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
You got Ozzy going. You're gonna get Metallica. You're gonna get Motorhead. You're gonna get obviously.
Yeah.
This is all of his stuff. Iron Maiden. Already we're injecting the NXT-esque pay-per-view opener, right?
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I very much enjoy this, right? Very cool. I did have a couple issues last night, with that said. I did very much enjoy the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But there was a couple things that took me out of it. We'll talk about this.
Okay, yeah. You want to go through it?
Yeah. First of all, you watched it live, obviously.
I did.
Your overall feel for the show.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. There was a lot of high points, a lot of fun stuff. They did some interesting stuff. I like seeing the two rings. It just makes it more fun. But again, it's very typical of how we watch wrestling. Like, I had a great time. I had a couple of drinks. I was hanging out in my apartment. I had some delicious food. So I feel like the ante was upped a little bit,
Yeah.
If I was alone in a basement watching it on my phone.
On Twitter.
Watching it on Twitter, I feel like I'd have a different opinion,
I overall, I put out a poll. Not a poll, but I asked the question on Twitter. I was like, what did you guys think? Because I wasn't following Twitter when I was watching it. I've stopped following Twitter when I watch the show because I feel like it impacts my opinion of it when I hear other people talk about it before I actually, I'm catching up. So I was a little behind, so I didn't want to do it. But a lot of people, overall, people were very happy with the show.
Yeah.
They thought that this added an extra element of fun to Survivor Series, considering Survivor Series is the bottom of the big four.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah. The last major pay-per-view of the year.
Last major pay-per-view of the year. You have, the 5-on-5 concept kind of has run its course over the last 30 some odd years. And now they're injecting this element of WarGames. It was a success. Yeah. So we'll talk about how much of a success it was after the card. But financially, it was a success. Viewership-wise, it was a success. So let's go into this card.
So you had your opening WarGames match. The Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, and Mia Yim beating Rhea Ripley, Bayley, Nikki Cross, and the tag team champions Dakota Kai and Io Sky. Damage Control started with the advantage. This was a fun match. It's interesting. You know what always throws me off about these? The match doesn't officially start until everybody's in the ring.
Yeah, I know.
So why not just stand around?
Why not just stand around? Why not just be like, all right, guys, we're going to wait. We're going to hold it.
The match officially started almost 28 minutes in. Again, officially started, but it went on for another 13 minutes. So it was about overall, it was 40 minutes.
Yeah, the big story was Becky Lynch in this. Yeah. Her return was the big deal here. They did a lot of high spots.
Yeah.
Do you know why they did so many high spots?
Who produced this?
I don't know. I have the list somewhere. I'll pull it up in a couple of minutes.
Why did they do a lot of high spots, Andrew?
Well, all the footage that they have for all the previous for their packages is NXT WarGames.
Yeah,
they don't have any WWE packages for this.
That's true,
and they weren't going to go to 1987 and put the old WarGames because this is a very different conceptual match.
Dustin and Larry Zbyszko.
About 2 weeks ago, I was talking to somebody there, and they're like, "Yeah, it's been a little bit of a struggle with these video packages because there's nothing with WWE."
Right.
So they don't want to dwell on the past because it's all grainy and old. What are you going to do? You're going to show Lex Luger? You're going to show Sid? It's a very different
Surfer Sting.
Yeah. So what are you going to do? They made sure to get enough material for another year.
Smart.
Very smart. They did a very good job here. Io Shirai, Io Sky with a big high spot off the top. Bailey's leg drop, such a simple move, right? But it looked fantastic. I loved it. I thought this match was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a good opener. Solid way to start the show, right? Up next, you had AJ Styles with Gallows and Anderson beating Finn Balor.
I like this match.
Really enjoyed the match, right?
People didn't like it, though.
People are dumb.
Do you know, it's so
Let me tell you
wild.
something about people. They're dumb.
They were like, I got so many messages, like people like, yeah, it was boring. I'm like, it wasn't boring. It was a really good match. And listen, dude, it wasn't a Tokyo Dome match,
Yeah, but
it was a fantastic match.
Listen, it's still a dream match.
It is a dream match.
No matter what.
And they did a good job on commentary telling you the importance of this match, who they are, their relationship.
Exactly.
They brought up this is their second time facing off each other in singles competition.
Yeah.
The first one was for the the British Commonwealth Championship.
Yeah.
And I was like, what a great obscure Michael Cole line that, this is to me, right? To me. And I don't know about yourself. That adds a little element.
Absolutely.
It's so stupid, right? It's a tiny little thing, but you're like, oh crap, okay, British Commonwealth. I gotta know what that is.
It always does, especially like it reminds me of like the calls in like the early 2000s and late 90s where it was like he was in the Best of the Super Juniors tournament in blah blah blah. And that would always make me want to go and get tapes of this stuff. And I think it's the same thing, like if you're watching WWE now and you're like, oh, who are these guys? I like their chemistry. Oh, this guy had a faction in Japan, and this guy also was in the faction in Japan. And wait a minute, this guy was in a thing called Fortune? That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aces and eights.
Aces and eights. Oh, my. Oy vey.
Oy vey.
That's automatically the reaction, by the way. You ask anybody, and this is a real thing in wrestling, you bring up aces and eights, the automatic reaction is oy vey. Ask any wrestler. If they don't do it, they're not a real wrestler.
They're not a real wrestler.
Yeah.
Not a real person.
It's not a real person.
I thought the match was fun. It was a good match. You had, like... I was fantasy tweeting yesterday, like how horny would you get if it was AJ Finn, Jay White, and Kenny Omega?
Oh, dude, that'd be fantastic. What a great match.
All the Bullet Clubs.
All the Bullet Clubs.
Ronda Rousey with Shayna Baszler defeated Shotzi to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Not a good match.
Not a good match. I feel like they should have just put the belt on Shotzi. I kind of feel like she's way more over than Ronda.
Okay, so
talk to me about the eye makeup.
The eye makeup.
What's up with the eye makeup?
I don't know, man.
Again, not to poo-poo on wrestling. We tried to stay positive. But that eye makeup is straight up whack.
It's the Nightman look.
It is.
It's Mac from Always Sunny as Nightman. It's that cat eye.
You are a top tier MMA fighter.
Why do you have the?
You're on top of the world.
It's
you
absurd.
have all the creative power of the WWE creatives behind you. Why? Do something cool.
I think it's like, hey, why do we did this cat eye look? And they're like, yeah, okay, cool. How about just just face paint, dude?
Yeah.
Just do like Hawk and Animal. I want Ronda Rousey with bonkers face paint.
You know what face paint she would...
The big spikes too.
Oh yeah. You know what face paint she would look good in?
What?
Darby Allin.
Darby.
If she just had like the half a skull, she'd look rocket. Anything's better than those.
Can you imagine her on the skateboard too coming out? Whoa.
That would be
wacky Ronda Rousey with a half skull face paint,
just like doing a half pipe. Listen, I'm well aware that this person can kick my ass 7 ways to Sunday, but then my last words will be, well, then I make up stupid.
I got to tell you though, who do you actually? MG, he's here. Let me ask you, because you did live commentary last night with Matt Ryan on the Matt Men page.
Disgusting.
What did you?
Wow.
Yeah, but he was so mad that you were on, dude. He was like, let Matt Ryan do it himself. He He was so mad. Who was at fault for this match? You think it was more Ronda, or you think it was Shotzi?
Who's at fault?
Just the overall vibe of it. I just think Ronda's not over.
I don't know how.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just like, I told Matt last night, I goes, there's something not right. She's a killer, and she's not being treated that way.
You know what?
That's kind of how I look at it.
If Heyman was with Ronda, you know what? Ronda should be in the Bloodline.
No.
Yeah.
Disagree.
Yeah. And I think she
Disagree.
I think she needs to be in the Bloodline, and she needs to be the top person.
No, if you're being serious, that's terrible. That's a Fonzie jumping the shark situation.
I'm not being serious. No, but she's a great example of overexposure hurts you.
Yeah.
And I think part of her issue was, she went on social media, and I think people bought into the work that she hates wrestling.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, for someone that said that she's never coming back full time, I mean, she's on TV quite a lot.
She sure is.
So, people got really worked up when she was doing it. And also, like, some people don't like her because of her political stance. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't. I care about what she's doing on TV. And this is not a well put together Ronda Rousey for TV. I don't think she's to blame.
Yeah.
I think you have someone like Ronda. How do you not come up with the creative to make it work? I just find it to be strange that she's doing what she's doing. Now, with the Shayna Baszler stuff, I think this is a good move. This was their plan in January.
Yes.
I think her and Shayna being teamed up, but team them up as killers.
Absolutely.
That's what you need, because you rehab Shayna along with this.
You know what? And Shayna does the same thing with the eye makeup, but it works for her.
I don't know why.
It works because she's got that outwardly, like, they pulled her back from being that comedy character and they made her more of like a brute force, right? And it works for her. Like the dark eyes work for her. She's got like a killer instinct on her. For Ronda,
I'm trying to cool you down, dude.
I need it. I'm turning red. For Ronda, I think, like, put a little more creative behind her. And I gotta say, my favorite MMA crossover is Paige Van Zandt. If we're comparing.
Paige Van Zandt?
Yeah.
By the way, Paige Van Zandt appearing live at Sapphire 39, December 16th.
I kind of want to go.
Do you want to go?
I kind of want to go.
She's just going to be hanging out and partying. Paige Van Zandt at Sapphire.
Wouldn't mind meeting Paige Van Zandt at all.
I had nothing to do with that booking.
Have Mr. Gonzo fly out for it.
Rampage.
You know what? On second thought,
no.
Don't fly out, Mr. Gonzo.
Don't fly out.
I just saw the interaction in my mind.
I'd get arrested.
Yeah. So listen, if we're gonna criticize any match, it would be this one. I don't know who's to fault. It just didn't work. I hope they rehab. Listen, I like Shotzi too. I just think that the chemistry was off here.
I think the chemistry was off, and I also think like there's a reason they put her with Shotzi. Shotzi's I think she's a consummate professional.
Yeah, but she's been there's been a little bit of issues.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I love the tank. Tank's awesome.
I love the tank. The tank got over. Mm-hmm. How do you not have the tank? Why did they take the tank away? Think about this. They're a merchandising machine, WWE. Mm-hmm. Everybody has to have some stupid gimmick that you're selling. Ronda has the Roddy Piper thing that's going, and they're selling a lot of those. Shotzi has a tank. How are you not selling tons of those little tanks?
Make the tank.
Make the tank.
Make the tank. Listen, WWE, make the tank.
Somebody, I brought up someone is like, why bring WarGames in? Why bring it now? I'm like, dude, think about it this way.
It's fun.
It is one of the only pieces that they have not been able to merchandise on the main roster.
Yeah.
Because they've never done it. And you're leaving money on the table during Christmas time.
Oh man.
That you're gonna sell a bunch of these WarGames sets. Mm-hmm. And people are going to love it. And somebody was like, Andrew, that's why they're doing it? You want to see? I'm like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying all these things come into account. Why the hell do you think they did a shark cage?
Oh, for sure.
Why do you think
multiple times?
Why do you think Braun Strowman was doing so many ambulance things
and some choo-choo shit too?
And well, you know what? I would love the train set, the Braun Strowman train set for Christmas. I'm over the Braun Strowman stuff. I really am. We got Roman Reigns confronting Sami Zayn about where he stood in the Bloodline. They showed a backstage segment where Kevin Owens confronted Sami Zayn and pretty much was trying to convince him to turn on the Bloodline before they turn on him. Sami didn't say anything. But was it Jay? Yeah, Jay Uso was listening. And Sami lied to him. When Roman confronted Sami, Sammy came out and was honest. He's like, I didn't do any of the talking. I'm never going to turn on you, blah, blah, blah. And they gave each other a big hug. But Roman questioned at the end. Nice little smirk at the end.
Good. Yeah, Roman's great.
Roman's so freaking good. Unbelievable.
So after that little backstage bit, you had a triple threat match.
Okay, my favorite match on the card.
Great match.
Yep, loved it.
Austin Theory beating Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley to win the United States Championship. Quick match, 14 minutes.
They went a million miles an hour, too.
Million miles an hour. I think this whole match was Seth. I think this whole match was put together by Seth because he basically did a New Japan finish. Like, imagine if this match had another 45 minutes. Right?
Yeah.
Very Japanese style finish, but it was the 15 minutes of the match.
People hated the pin.
Why?
I thought it was really well done.
Great stuff. Theory looked awesome,
Theory
by
did.
the way.
You know, he's
Jacked,
getting there.
Big beard.
Listen,
Look at
he
him.
has a look.
Yeah.
He's not the best worker.
No.
He doesn't need to be.
No. But they never are, right? Like your top guys.
Listen, yeah.
Technically, everybody is solid and has a great foundation if you're going to be on TV in WWE.
Listen, and he's
right?
young, man. He's young. He's very young.
They said the same thing about, guess who? Hulk Hogan. I'm not comparing Austin Theory to Hulk Hogan, but
He's just a look.
Not a good worker, right?
Not a good. Ooh, yeah.
John Cena, right?
Not a good
Same
worker.
thing. You can't wrestle.
Yeah.
Listen, this guy can do 3 moves. Boom.
Yeah, that's it. No, I think Austin's going to have a very successful career.
Yeah.
And they're very gung-ho on him. You know, everybody was they were like, oh, you see, now he's going to get buried. Triple H doesn't like him. I go, from the beginning of him getting signed, people were high on him.
That shit is all business. So people don't understand that. You can let a million things slide if you're making money for somebody.
Yeah.
Look at the Cody situation. Perfect example.
Yeah.
This dude showed up at a pay-per-view with a sledgehammer and destroyed a throne.
Yeah.
That was a dig at Triple H, right?
And what happened? He signed.
Flash forward a few years later, everybody's buddy. Listen, I'm going to make you money. Thank you. That's it, you know? And then your main event.
Your main event. You had the Bloodline with Jay and Jimmy Uso. Solo Sikoa. Why isn't he an Uso? I don't understand that. They tell you that he change his name. Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns against Rich Holland looks good. I'm getting,
Yeah.
You know what? If there was one person that's getting over for me, like I've always been a Sami Zayn fan.
Yeah.
Rich Holland came out of nowhere, and I think he's doing a good job. Butch, Rich Holland, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, and Kevin Owens lost to the Bloodline. 38 minutes, 32 seconds. What'd you think of this match?
I enjoyed it a lot. I think they have done such a great job with this long-term Roman, Sammy, KO, Drew storytelling. You know, Jey Uso, Roman in the cage going, "No, it's your turn. Now you go. Now you go." You know,
Yeah, very cool.
really, really good stuff.
It's like a mob, the mob boss in the cage.
Exactly. I think that's where they're good. A lot of Godfather stuff happening, right? He's the head of the table. He's the head of the table, right? Really good. How did you like the ending?
Is it true? What would you do if they did that?
Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. They're gonna have like a reveal moment, you know. But who's it gonna be?
Who's it going to be? I thought it was a really fun match. They showed deception within the Bloodline with the super kick onto Sami Zayn, the accidental, and I'm using hand quotes for people listening, accidental super kick onto Sami Zayn. But the big story here was Sami Zayn was the hero for the Bloodline.
Right.
And essentially saved the match for them. I thought this was a very fun match overall. The match ended after Sami officially turned on Kevin Owens and did a nut punch and a halva kick, as I like to call it. The halvas are delicious. If you have not had halva, you need to go check it out and buy some halva. Can we get a halva advertiser?
Oh man, amazing. We'll probably end up getting like a Toblerone or some shit.
And the Bloodline celebrated. Jay and Sami hugged afterwards. I thought this was a very good Survivor Series. Now, I'm going to talk about some of my issues here before we go into the press conference. Listen, I'm going to nitpick here, okay? And call me an asshole if you want. But it is very bright in those WWE matches. Yeah. Like, it is super bright, super clean, not a scuff anywhere.
Yeah.
It looks
Polished,
Disney. It's very Disneyfied.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying that the high quality of WWE's production is actually taking away a little bit.
Too much.
Right? Like, am I crazy? Like, am I wrong here? And I want the chat to tell me if I'm wrong. I appreciate the high quality production, but like for like a WarGames, dim those lights a little bit. Like dim them, make it look a little bit more dangerous. It looks like a play set.
Yes, but to your earlier point, it should look like a playset if they want to sell this thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's their approach. They're doing something a little different. But, I'll give you a great example, right? The show started off, and I thought they did something really awesome. Michael Cole and Corey Graves standing by the ring, right? Not in their booth, but they're standing like a UFC production.
Yeah.
Like a combat sport. I was like, wow, that's great. They're adding that extra element here. And then you look at the cage, and it's like super lit, super clean mat.
Yeah.
There's all that space. Just like, I'm not asking for blood. I'm asking, play with the lighting. Lighting tells the story here.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're telling the story that this is a dangerous match because you can't do the blood. You're not doing the blood.
Right.
You're telling the story that this is really dangerous. You know what? Make it look that a little bit.
I agree. I agree 100%. But they're so polished. I think that's just like from a TV production standpoint, this is like the height of wrestling production on television.
Oh, it looks so crisp. It really does. But, like AEW has their blood and guts. The blood and guts looks a little more, it looks more dangerous in the story, in the psychological sense, right?
Absolutely.
Because it's a little darker, the cage is a little bit more menacing. I think next time they're going to probably have to do something a little bit to change the vibe because it did look like that over the head shot.
Yeah,
looked like it was a play set.
You need to at least have like one or two guys busted open in these matches.
They're not going to do it.
I know they're not going to do it, but I feel like that adds to it. I think dim the lights a little bit. I agree with you on that. Make it a little more dangerous. But again, that's from our perspective because we're a little older. Like an 8-year-old doesn't know the difference.
Yeah, because we grew up watching the disgusting, filthy mats and the broken cage and whatever. Like, and I get it. Listen, we've evolved. It's gonna look good. It has to look good. But you could have done a little bit more. They probably will. They'll probably realize the same thing. I'm not the only one that thinks this way.
Yeah.
But that was just a takeaway from this for me. If I'm gonna nitpick anything, I thought it was a fine show. It was. I enjoyed watching it.
What would you give it?
B plus.
All right, I'm on the same page with you.
B plus. It was a really good show. Now, some notes coming out of this. This was the highest grossing. The way that it was put, it says high grossing PPV in its 35-year history. This was the highest grossing Survivor Series in its 35-year history. It was also the most viewed pay-per-view or PPL, whatever your PLE. PLE in the last 35 years. Highest gate ever done in Boston, Massachusetts.
Wow.
And a complete sellout. They're saying it was 15.6. WrestleTix had shy of tickets sold was just shy of 13,000. I think he'll have an updated number. So obviously there's comps and there's giveaways and family. So that building was slammed. It was packed.
Do you think it being the most viewed PLE is because of the Peacock Black Friday deal where you're getting it for like $1?
Most viewed Survivor Series PLE.
Yeah.
No, I think those numbers are much higher on Peacock because how many people have access to it compared to the WWE Network. They said 1 million people watched Crown Jewel, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy numbers. If you think about it, the most watched pay-per-view for WWE was that WrestleMania with Trump and Vince.
Yeah.
What was that, 23? 27?
27 maybe.
27?
26.
Whatever it was.
MG, when was that?
when was
The hair versus hair match, right?
The Battle of the Billionaires.
MG, when was the battle?
Here. That was 2005, right?
So
it
23
was here in Ford Field. Yeah.
Yeah, 23.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, cool. Or 21? What was? No, it wasn't 2005.
MG, weren't you there?
Well, the chat room knows this. Nobody's
get
answering. Thank you. My brain has stopped. It's Sunday morning here. Sunday morning drive time here on Matt Men.
Sunday morning conservative Mad Men.
We're going to be talking about
Stop the steal.
We should just flip the freaking show and make people lose their mind one
My
day.
God. We are, if you haven't heard us at the start of the show, we are the two most conservative guys you'll ever meet in your life that talk about wrestling.
So I think it was
It was WrestleMania 23, by the way.
23. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. 1 million viewers on a Peacock PLE.
That's not
bad at all.
Not bad at
So
all.
I don't know if we're gonna hit that number here, but actually, here's a question for you, MG. While we're doing this, look up the most viewed Survivor Series pay-per-view. Find the buy rates for these and send them to me. So I'm
Okay,
curious
I'll see
here.
what I can do.
But very successful show. They did a great job. They had the press conference in the end. Triple H thanked the fans for attending last night. Says that it was the highest grossing Survivor Series of all time. Also the most viewed. He also said that the event was a complete sellout. He put over Becky Lynch, who knocked it out of the park with her return. When asked if the War Games match will be permanent part of Survivor Series, this gets interesting. Triple H said, we'll see. He also was talking about pay-per-views. We're going to talk about that. When asked if War Games match, we did that. Respond to reports that show... Okay, so here's something interesting. Somebody asked him about Hell in a Cell and Money in the Bank and moving away from its own dedicated PLE. You and I had spoken about this a couple weeks ago, or maybe a couple months ago, saying that they were looking at different ways to do these pay-per-views, where they're realizing that calling a pay-per-view Hell in a Cell is essentially hurting from the match. Because you're telling everybody that this is the match that's going to happen.
Right.
So that element of challenge is gone. And Hunter said that exact thing. He goes, you can't challenge someone to a Money in the Bank.
That'd be awesome.
Like, it's not your blow-off. Like, he's like, a match like this is the blow-off. You're not going to be like, you know what, me and you, 6-on-1, 6-on-6, whatever the hell it is, in a
Elimination
Money in
Chamber.
the Bank. Elimination Chamber doesn't work either.
I would love to see that, though. I'd love to see some wacky shit where, like, let's say, like, an Elias or
I challenge you to a Money in the Bank.
or like Ezekiel is like, I'm challenging 6 dudes to a Money in the Bank match.
So I do believe that they're getting rid of these shows. I think a
Yeah.
show like Hell in a Cell will become a match on a card.
Would love that again.
I would love that again also. I don't think you need a pay-per-view named Hell in a Cell. I don't think you need... I mean, the Money in the Bank is interesting because that does become a destination match because there is something on the line with speculation that you can cash in. I think Money in the Bank being its own thing could work. I also think it could work if you add it, during WrestleMania.
How do you feel about Extreme Rules?
I don't... Like, that was made to replace ECW,
Right. And it's the furthest thing from ECW.
But everything is Extreme Rules. You see that everywhere. TLC, another match.
Yeah.
Right? Is it you've kind of stripped away from the importance of a TLC match.
Right.
Because you have it every year and you have 15 different versions of this on one card. So I think he's right in this. It makes a lot of sense. So his actual statement was, Triple H said that he thought Hell in a Cell works better as something where one person could challenge another to a match. Match types like Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank couldn't be done in the same way. And I quote, I think there's a difference there, he said. I think that we have to reevaluate that. It's really looking at the overall calendar and saying, what's the best place for this? All right, makes sense. He mentioned that he wanted Ozzy to perform live on the show. He brought up the absence of the traditional Survivor Series elimination match. Hunter said, we're not done with anything, so it'll probably happen. They're freshening up the concept. When asked about wanting to bring War Games to Survivor Series 20 years ago, Triple H said he doesn't remember, though the concept was pitched over the years, and he's always been a fan. So that kind of goes into Hunter pitching it in 2002 and them settling on an elimination chamber. Right? Wasn't that the rumor?
Yeah.
The final question had someone asking what they would like to go next, where they would like to go next. Mentioned Latin America. I think that was Issa's question. Asked if Latin America would be a destination. Triple H said that they would eventually like to go everywhere. So very interesting. Very open. Good question by Issa, by the way.
Yeah.
About going to more European. I know that they want to do it. I know they want to do more stadiums in 2023. That was the concept. The we'll see what they do. You know, this was pre Hunter. This was during a Vince era that they were thinking about doing more stadiums.
Yeah, I think Hunter always, every time I see pictures of him at a press conference, he always looks so uncomfortable in it.
He does. He doesn't want to.
He's just like sitting there kind of like, yep. Can't wait to get out of this suit.
So, overall, very fun show.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
A lot of fun, baby. Yeah. All right, you want moving on?
Yeah, let's do it.
A couple of news tidbits from Dynamite here. Thunder Rosa relinquished the AEW Women's Championship. It looks like she's still very banged up and more banged up than she thought, right?
Somebody said February looks like when she would be coming back. They also mentioned that Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter will not be a interim, and Tony's reign will not count as an interim either.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Cool. And Ricky Starks will challenge MJF for the title at Winter is Coming after winning the Eliminator tournament. Very cool. That's going to be a good match.
That'll be a lot of fun, and that's going to be a good test for MJF.
Yeah, absolutely. I think MJF needs to. You can't have the same MJF that wasn't wrestling on TV weekly. You know what I mean?
I said that on Observer last week. You know, his whole thing has been he's been very limited as far as wrestling on television. They've made him into something, you know, like an attraction almost if MJF is there. But AEW has a history of fighting champions.
Right.
So what are you going to do here?
Well, apart from Hangman, right? Because like his reign was very like he had a weird reign.
He had a very strange reign.
Yeah,
I think too much overshadowed his title run,
which was very unfortunate.
Yeah.
So Dynamite from this past week, show opener Orange Cassidy beating Jake Hager to retain the All-Atlantic title. The match was built around Jake Hager's wacky purple hat.
I love that hat. Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Insane.
Why not? Ricky Starks beat Ethan Page to win the Eliminator tournament. We just talked about that. The AEW Trios champions, Death Triangle, beat the Elite. We're going to have to talk a little bit about this because let me tell you, this was a hell of a fun match in their best of 7 series.
Yeah, man. I very much like this match. So this was in Chicago. They were at the Wintrust Arena. Man, as soon as Elite came out, the boos started, the CM Punk chants started, and they did not help by their antics in the match. Kenny Omega bit Pac in the arm, probably exactly where he was bit.
Yep.
They tried the buckshot lariat where exactly like how Punk missed it last time.
Landed on his butt.
They did a go to sleep.
Yeah. The next day, Kenny tweeted out, "Thank you, Kenta. Bullet Club for life." Crazy. Like, really, really, like, see, stuff like that makes you kind of think that whole, that scrum was a work.
I know, but it's not. And that's the funny part, right? Here's the other thing.
Controversy equals cash.
Here's the other thing. There was that Sports Illustrated interview that came out on Tuesday where Kenny essentially said it. He's like, listen, it's not the it's not the Elite versus CM Punk.
Yeah.
Like, that's silly stuff. Like, he essentially was like, listen, let's drop this.
Yeah,
I don't want this is crazy. It's not, we have nothing. I don't have anything. Like, essentially, like, I don't have anything against the guy. Whatever happened, that's it. And then they do that the following day.
Amazing.
You know, man, if they could make this a match, if somehow they can make it work, where Punk comes back after injury, and him and Kenny have that match, I mean, the business that they'll make is unbelievable.
Buku bucks, man. Like, huge. Especially if they do it at Chicago next year.
They could do. I don't know. Listen, it's never say never. It's pro wrestling. I mean, we've had. I didn't think Cody would go back in January, and he did. I don't think Bill Goldberg would have come back. A lot of people didn't think Brock Lesnar would come back. A lot of people didn't think Bret Hart would come back. This is something that happens in professional wrestling time after time, where time heals old wounds.
You mean money?
Money heals old wounds.
Money helps.
Yeah, that's what it is. Sorry.
Money helps.
It's money.
Millionaires play fighting.
Yeah.
So Cody's winning the Rumble, right?
I would bet money on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very rare that WWE will show a package for a performer unless something.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
He should be getting. I mean, when was this? In May, right?
Perfect time.
June, July, August. No. I'm sorry. April, right? And then the next month was the pay-per-view where he did it. He effed up the arm.
May.
It was WWE back. Yeah, that was May. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We're at month 7.
January.
This was going to be 8 months.
There you go. This guy wins the Rumble, dude.
I hope he comes back even bigger.
He's gonna come back so effing jacked. He's gonna hurt your eyes.
I want Cody to be the size of his dad, but jacked.
Ooh, yeah.
Like that wide. Like, you know what? I want him on Keith Lee's body, but really jacked. Like that frame, but big.
Ooh, imagine if he just got real like fat.
Like young Ivan Putski. I want him on a young Ivan Putski.
Oh, I'll get jacked. So this match was awesome. And this was also the return of House of Black, right?
The return of House of Black, yeah.
Really good to see Malachi back.
Yeah, good to see him back. You know what? Needed. He's needed. Now, what happens with Andrade? I'm curious what's going on with him.
That is an interesting thing.
AEW definitely has a lot of guys sitting out all the time. A lot of big money guys.
A lot of roster.
Andrade's out. Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Hangman was out for a while.
Matt
Kenny
Hardy
was out for months. Matt Hardy. Jeff is not back.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys are out, and they're paying these guys good money.
But you know what? These guys are. I think it's better for them because these guys get healthy. Look at how great, like that 90-day suspension or whatever it was for the Bucks and Kenny. These guys came back looking amazing, well rested. Right? That's what you need. These guys. Yeah. Everybody's banged up. Why not?
Yeah.
Rotate everybody. You also had AEW Women's Champion Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker defeating Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale and Tay Mello and Anna Jay. Cool.
By the way, 1998, they had 478,000 buys. I believe that's the most ordered Survivor Series. Do you know which one that was?
Which one?
Deadly Games, my favorite Survivor Series of all time. Just because of Jim Johnson's amazing theme song.
Mm-hmm. And your main event. Well, let's actually talk about the Moxley thing first. Mox told Regal to go away after Danielson pushed for Mox not to kill Regal because of the betrayal.
Regal did not explain why he did what he did, though.
Right.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. He did not explain it. And is it over for the Blackpool Combat Club at this point?
I think so.
How do you call it a Blackpool Combat Club without Regal? And we've already seen the deception between Yuta and Danielson, and Danielson and Cesaro, and now Claudio, and now you're seeing it with Danielson, and maybe Danielson's a freaking problem.
Oh,
isn't that interesting?
They like the storylines that are concurrent throughout the show are pretty fun. You know, like I really enjoy the Blackpool Combat Club stuff and the schism in the group, you know, and also like who's to say that at one point Claudio, Danielson, and Moxley can't go for those trios titles?
You got to do something.
Yeah.
I just saw a fantastic photo of Jeff Jarrett, and it totally took me away from everything.
Does he look more like Mark Twain or the Colonel Sanders?
He looks more like Mark Twain.
Older blonde men tend to look more like, they tend to skew towards Mark Twain.
Yeah. You become very old-timey very fast.
Yeah, like we're never going to have that aesthetic.
No, this beard is always going to be jet black like Hogan.
Yeah.
The hair will go gray, but I'll always have
You're going to keep the shoe polish beard?
You're the shoe polish beard.
And your main event, Ring of Honor World Champion Chris Jericho beating Tomohiro Ishii to retain the title. Jericho's chest got all bloodied from the chest. How did you feel about this match?
It was okay. I got it. It was fine. It was a weird mashup for sure. I do like that Jericho's having these weird matches with like obscure people that you like. I get it. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. He's getting in these matches that he wants. You know, he's at the twilight of his career now. Sure. He has the Ring of Honor Championship, which is so wild to me. But I honestly feel he has to face PCO at some point.
Yeah, dude.
You need Rougeau and him,
dude. Fully electrified, fully like with the full entrance and everything. That was so much fun, man. That was such a fun part of Ring of Honor.
That wasn't really even the indie stuff he was doing. You know,
like the later years of Ring of Honor had a lot of fun stuff. Yeah,
come on, dude. But I want him dressed up like the old Carl Ouellette.
Okay,
like I want him with the eye patch, like the pirate one from WWF. I want him as the pirate, and I want them to do the spot where Brett goes through the second rope.
Oh yeah.
By the way, great match, that match.
Yeah.
I always enjoyed that match.
Go back and watch some old wrestling. This match was, I enjoyed this match. Two takeaways. One, people have always said that Jericho was never big enough in his career, right?
He's huge.
He is gigantic. He made Ishii look like a toddler.
Yo,
right?
Ishii's like
He's wide.
freaking wide. Yeah.
He's a barrel.
Yeah, listen, and that's the WWE perspective, right?
If you can make a Goomba from Mario Brothers into a person,
Yeah, Ishii.
it'd be Ishii. Like 100%.
Yeah. No insult, just like body frame size.
body frame size, big. It's no neck, you know?
Hard hitting.
Hard hitting. There was a dude right on the hard cam who just kept looking at I don't know if you guys saw this clip, but it went around a few days ago where while they're doing the chop exchange, the slap exchange, there's a dude who's just going, "What the F is this?" to like his girlfriend. What the F am I watching right now? What is this? And it kind of like that little moment kind of takes you out of the match a little bit, just because it's, you know, it's a style that I feel like people aren't used to.
Yeah, no. I listen. It is so interesting though, seeing the difference in a WWE audience versus an AEW audience and things that they react to and how they react to them. It's becoming a very different style audience with like the viewership of it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying like at home. Obviously, there's a lot of cross, but I'm saying like in the building.
Yeah.
Even if it's the same people in the building, their reaction to things is so different. And I don't know if that has to do with just the overall vibe in the room or it's the overall presentation.
I think it's both. You know what I want? You know what dream match I want?
What?
I'm gonna give you a hardcore wrestling boner right now.
Yeah, give me.
You ready? Since Kenny's gonna be at the Tokyo Dome as an ambassador to AEW, going against Will Ospreay, right? And Jericho's having all these crazy like dream matches, right? Ring of Honor World Title match: Chris Jericho versus Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, I love that.
What do you think?
I would love that.
Yeah,
I don't think Ibushi's doing anything right now. Where is Ibushi?
I think he's banged up, and he had some familial
injured.
issues.
Still
Yeah.
hurt, right?
Yeah.
Still hurt. I like Dynamite. Dynamite was a good show. Rampage. It was a 4 p.m. Rampage on Black Friday. FTR defeated Top Flight to retain the ROH Championship. 11 minutes, 8 seconds. Darby Allin defeated Anthony Henry with JD Drake. 7 minutes aired of this match. Sheeta defeated... how do you say this?
Excuse me. Sorry about that. Queen Aminata.
Queen Aminata. There you go. In a 1 minute match.
Great.
Roosh, the Butcher and the Blade defeated John Silver and Alex Reynolds. And number 10, the big story is 10 turned on the Dark Order, throwing his mask at the feet of -1. -1 did a good job with this. He sold it really well.
Yeah.
Notes coming out of Rampage. Chris Jericho will defend the Ring of Honor World Championship against Claudio at Final Battle, taking place December 10th.
Great.
Bryan Danielson will take on FTR's Dax Harwood in a singles match this Wednesday night.
Match of the year candidate.
Let's see what they do. Danielson is interesting. I don't know what he wants to do or what they want to do with him, but I like these matches that he does. Wednesday's lineup: Dax Harwood, Bryan Danielson, Jade Cargill, TBS title celebration, Willow Nightingale versus Anna Jay. Best of the 7 series continues with that triangle and the Elite and AEW World Champion MJF promo. Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you. All right. You want to go on some news and then some housekeeping along with questions? Hey, guys, submit your questions in the chat. Use the hashtag AskMattman. You could also do so on Twitter.
Per Fightful Select, AEW is no longer trying to buy out CM Punk's contract. It looks like he may return after healing up.
I don't know. I don't know if that's the case here. But I don't think AEW is going to do anything until he's healed. AEW didn't want to buy his contract out. It's not like an AEW thing. Be like, okay, guys, we're gonna give him a bunch of money to go away.
Right.
AEW doesn't want that. He wants that. CM Punk wants that.
Interesting. Just buy my contract out. WWE officially changed Sarah Logan's name to Valhalla. I wish they made it 2 names, like Val and then
Valhalla.
Valhalla. Logan Paul has a grade 3 tear of his MCL, and the plan is to treat the injury with a brace and rehab.
Yeah, he'll be out a couple months.
He'll probably heal quick.
Yeah, WrestleMania, he should be fine.
Yeah. Next week on SmackDown, Ricochet and Santos Escobar will meet in the finals of the SmackDown World Cup tournament. That's going to be a fun match.
I have a fun note about that.
Go ahead.
That World Cup tournament was not supposed to be on SmackDown.
Really?
It was pitched by USA
right. Okay.
to WWE to run it, and they we love the idea so much we're going to take it to SmackDown.
Oh, this is a great idea, guys. We're putting it over here. The show is going to be on FS1 because of football.
Football. Are you watching any World Cup?
I am.
too.
England and
USA
tied. Ecuador tied the other day.
Yeah.
Ecuador beat Qatar. Oof. Loving that. I would go nuts if the final came down to Spain and Ecuador.
Spain and Ecuador. Spain beat Costa Rica 7-0.
Dude. Blowout. I wish I was at a bar for that one.
That's the only thing I don't like about this, right? The World Cup needs to be in the summer. I hope they never do this nonsense again in the winter. It doesn't have the same feel.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It really doesn't. It's effing Thanksgiving, and I'm watching soccer. I'm watching the World Cup happen, and I'm like, this doesn't feel right.
It's weird because of that reason, where sweaty summertime, I would
Outdoors, beer garden,
exactly.
jerseys on, getting drunk.
Yeah, I would take the 7 train into Woodside or Long Island City, find a bar and hang out, and then whoever team won, without a doubt, there would be people in the street going bananas in the hot New York weather.
Yeah,
you know. And it's also summertime World Cup is
Yes,
usually around my birthday too.
Yes.
You know, your dad talked me into putting money on a team into World Cup Thursday.
What team was it?
Brazil.
Yeah, he's all for Brazil. He says he knows. Somebody told him.
How much money did you lose?
I put it for the whole shebang.
Oh, for the whole shebang.
It's a mistake.
Don't listen to Fred, please.
That's a huge
Big mistake. Big mistake. Big mistake. So World Cup's happening. Some housekeeping. Hey, guys, we launched a new series. This is a test we're doing with Matt Ryan. I thought he did a fantastic job on this, except his video's a little wonky. We're going to fix that in the next one. But he started a series called Historically Speaking, where he talks about a different territory, a different event in professional wrestling. He has a great one. I highly, highly check it out. Recommend you check it out on our Matt Men page. Also, he's going to be doing live UFC watch-alongs. And last night he did a watch-along for the pay-per-view with MG Geeks. So we're going to be adding more content to the page here.
Yeah, he's very informative.
Very. I thought he did a great job with the first episode of Historically Speaking.
Very, very informative, especially if we're going to be doing the watch-alongs again. We can alternate. I wouldn't mind doing the next one because I always have fun with those watch-alongs.
All right,
I don't think I've ever talked to Matt Ryan.
No, really?
No.
Oh, you would like him.
I don't
Very
think
much
I've
so.
ever talked to him. Maybe in passing I saw him once, but that was it. Well, welcome aboard, bud. You ready for some questions?
Let's do it.
All right, we got a super chat here from Schreier. Guys, if you want to super chat us, your question will be answered immediately. Any amount, that's cool. But listen, what do I know? I'm not your dad. How would you book CM Punk to return to AEW with MJF for the championship? Use your inner Vince voice.
I wouldn't do MJF. I would do, and then he comes out and he hits him with a sledgehammer.
Comes out of a birthday cake.
Sings happy birthday.
Food everywhere.
I would have him come out and feud with Omega. I would have him cost Omega the title. Omega MJF, all of a sudden he the lights on, lights off. Here's CM Punk, go to sleep. Building freaking erupts.
Yeah.
And then he goes and he sides with MJF.
It's funny because from our perspectively, MJF is very well protected in that company.
MJF constantly does CM Punk promos.
He does.
Every day.
He does.
Almost every promo involves something. So, I mean, what a great storyline. And Regal's there, and Regal sides with them, and that's the trio.
Would be very interesting. Let's see.
You guys like that idea?
I like it. But you got to say it like this. This one's from Balor Club Guy. Good morning, Andrew and Rich. With reports that KO versus Roman at the Rumble, Sami versus Roman at Chamber, Roman has to lose the title at Mania. Now my question is, who defeats Roman for the title, Cody or The Rock? Cody.
Here's the conundrum, right? If Dwayne is involved, do you take the title off of him?
Yes.
You have to.
Yes.
You have to. Because here's the other thing. I don't know if people going in, again, a lot of it is perspective, right? That's a great question for the audience. You have Roman and you have Rock. Roman has the title. You're going into WrestleMania. This is the match. Do you believe that Dwayne will beat him at WrestleMania for the title?
No.
I don't.
Yeah.
But if he does, man, what a moment. Right?
It would be cool, but at the same time, he's a very busy dude, right? I think you can.
XFL starting though. Remember, he's cleared.
That is true. I think you can do a one-off match. If you take the title off, you do like what they've done historically. You take the title off of Roman at some point, right? Let's say Cody wins. I'm going to do like some fanboy stuff, right? Let's say Cody wins a Rumble,
Yeah.
right? Roman is so cocky, he goes, why wait till WrestleMania? I'll face you right now. And then he loses, right?
Oh man.
Cody goes into Mania as champ. That frees up Roman for The Rock to return and say, you call yourself the head of the table, you jabroni. I'm not going to do the voice, but I will do the promo.
Yeah.
You call yourself the head of the table, you jabroni. Well, guess who built that table? I built that table.
Yeah.
And then your main event is a titleless Roman versus Rock. Rock wins, sends the people home happy. And that's it.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I don't know if they want Cody's win not to be at WrestleMania for the title.
Got it.
Right? Because that's a once-in-a-lifetime moment that you can make. And you told the story that this guy left, became this big star on his own in this place that nobody talks about.
Right.
Came back, persevered with that tear, and now he won the title.
Yeah.
Is he the one to dethrone Roman? Because I honestly, if it's Cody and Roman in the match, I don't know if Cody's going to have that big celebration at the end. I don't know if the reaction to Cody beating Roman is going to be, oh my God, this is a great moment. I think there's a lot of people that don't want to see Roman lose that title to Cody.
Yes.
They're going to feel slighted, and it's a WrestleMania crowd. You don't know how that could turn so quickly.
100%. Cody's a very interesting character too, because like I put something out on Twitter last night and I was like, yo, Cody's winning that Rumble. And so many folks were like, I hope not. I don't want to see him with the title. I find that very interesting. But if they do a proper build, you will have the crowd 100% invested into Cody winning, especially if he wins the Rumble and you kind of do a thing where it's the Horseman, the Bloodline, versus Dusty. He's in the Dusty position, and it's just months of the Bloodline messing with him,
just
messing
beating the
with
crap
him,
out
beating
of him,
trying to break his arm, trying to break his legs, and all that stuff.
See, that build could do. I
Right.
like that. That build could work because you're telling the story again. Cody's persevering like Dusty. It's the Dusty story.
And then he shows up at WrestleMania banged up.
But he does it. He does it, and it's that big. He does it for his dad, and
Covered in bandages.
Yeah,
The whole nine.
okay, I get it. Here's a question for you though.
Yeah.
You have built this guy as undefeated. Like we constantly talk about like who's the king, right? Who's the king maker? Who's gonna slay the king? We were talking about Brock Lesnar for all these years. Who's the guy to dethrone Brock Lesnar?
Yeah.
It was gonna be Drew. It was Drew.
Right.
The most unfortunate series of events happened globally.
Yes.
That took this away from Drew McIntyre as being, like a Hogan-esque. I don't know if he would have hit that level, but man, you know what? People were digging him.
Yes.
And that Royal Rumble, 2019 Royal Rumble, 2020 Royal Rumble, my favorite Rumble right now.
Great Rumble.
He kicks him right out. Boom, boom, boom. Great moment, right? Is Cody? Have we been convinced that Cody is the guy that dethrones Roman? And when he does, you can't now take that title off of him immediately.
It should be a big moment. Yeah.
It should be like this guy beat one of the most dominant champions ever.
Right.
Like not of the modern era. We're talking of WWE, WWF. You better have a plan for Cody as that world champion.
Absolutely. I do think if they go that route, and this is just fanboy booking, I do think you would have the ideal situation is what we just talked about, plus Cody being a true fighting champion. But the thing with Cody is that he barely wins the big matches, but he wins. I think if you rely on the heart of the character and the heart of the legacy of Dusty Rhodes, people will be eating out of his hand.
I have to tell you, I'm looking forward to Cody coming back.
Yeah.
And seeing what they do here. I for all that is still the same with WWE, there's a lot that's a little different.
Yeah.
And those little differences are building that puzzle. We're getting out of this year. I think a lot of the stuff was already in place. They needed to get here. They needed to do this. But, come Royal Rumble, this is a clean slate.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff, Actually, I'm not even going to say it's a clean. You know what's a clean slate after Mania?
Yeah,
I think like SummerSlam will be the official clean slate where you've gone through all the ideas that you had built up for the year.
the restart.
Now it's Hunter now has to go forward. Very interesting. Great question though.
Yeah, great question. Roger Babs on Twitch says, book Cody like he did Kofi. He was the champ that barely won but came through on big matches until Brock Lesnar.
I have a problem with that because Cody is not Kofi. Cody has been positioned as Kofi came out of nowhere, and Kofi came out with a series of unfortunate events. One was Mustafa Ali's injury.
Yeah.
They got on that train and they ran with it, and rightfully so. They should have, but I think Cody's story has to be he is the guy.
Yeah.
And he's waiting for that moment. You can't show weakness with a dominant world champion.
Exactly.
The underdog is fine, but once they have that title, you better solidify them. The Danielson thing didn't work.
Right.
I mean, it didn't work for a couple things, but it didn't work.
I think with that Cody return, you're going to definitely have the gauntlet of everybody in the bloodline before he gets to Roman. It writes itself.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got one question from Pratik here. When is Jon Moxley's contract expiring?
That's a good question. I think he did an extension. I don't know.
5 years, right?
Yeah.
This is from
He's there
wrestling.
forever.
Yeah, he's going to be different.
Yeah.
You're going to get that Shield reunion when they're all 50.
Bleed that.
Bleed that.
Bleed that.
This is from Crown Wolf. What if Sami accidentally wins the Rumble? It is clear the turn is coming soon after last night.
I mean, that would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
That would be fun. Accidentally wins. Who does he eliminate?
One of the Usos.
Whoa! He does
Yeah.
like a Sean skin the cat.
Great. I'm so glad that him and KO are being put back into the limelight on WWE.
Yeah.
And it does tell you something that they re-signed with the company,
Listen, man, there are it's always like when you see people speculating like, oh, this one should go to AEW, this one should go to WWE. There is so much more than your push that matters for a lot of these guys. Dude, you know what? You're making a couple $1,000,000 a year. You're on national TV. You F around in the back. You're happy. You work a couple nights. You go home. You see your family. You're fine. Why would you want to change our routine?
Right.
So, I mean, that's really like Nakamura is a great example of that.
Oh, yeah.
He's getting paid a lot of money. This dude just goes and wants to surf and live his life and enjoy his family. He didn't go to AEW. He didn't go to Japan.
Right.
He's happy with it. Are you happy with Nakamura's push? No. Are we happy with it? No. He could have done so much more, but to him, he's made it.
He's getting that Muda match,
He's getting that Muda match.
which I'm very excited about.
I hope he comes out with his old theme, though.
Oh, same here. That would be really cool. Oh,
thing
you're gonna get
over-
you're gonna get full. He's just gonna come out and start choking people. You're gonna get full blown Nakamura. He can't contain himself. He's like every single fan he's choking. That's like when fans in Japan lined up to be smacked by Inoki.
Yeah.
And except it's getting choked by Nakamura. Oh man! All right.
I do that to my pillow and I scream in its face every
I
night.
hate you. And then while you look in the mirror. All right. So let's go back to the question. Well, all right. Hang on one second. This is from BC Knight on Twitch. There have been 5 PLEs under Triple H:
Yeah.
SummerSlam, Clash, Extreme Rules, Crown Jewel, and War Games. How would you rank them?
Great question. Clash was really good. Extreme Rules did not disappoint, I remember. I can't remember the main event of Extreme Rules. Crown Jewel, I thought it was a good show. I thought Crown Jewel was fine. I think he's doing well. These pay-per-views, they're fine. A lot of it's not 100% his vision and his creative.
Right.
I think he's doing fine. I'm reserving my opinion. Oh, Extreme Rules was the Fight Pit and Bray's return. Was the Fight Pit good? Did I like the Fight Pit? I can't remember.
You know what? I don't remember.
You know what?
tells you
What does that say?
Yeah.
That says something, right?
Absolutely.
And that's the problem I have with WWE. And they do a lot that's good.
Right.
My memory is weak when it comes to it. Like it doesn't stand out.
is it the age thing? Is it because they don't push the envelope a little bit? You know what moment has stood out for me for 20 plus years?
What?
Kurt Angle suplexing Shane through the
why?
plate glass.
But why?
Because it was gnarly and it was a moment and it was, I guess it was a little extreme, you know? You could do that, but they don't.
They don't. But you know what? And also, they do so much that those things don't matter as much.
Right.
They do that every week.
They rely on the big charge through the foam barricade.
Yeah, they love that spot.
You know what? You know what the last big moment was that stood out for me? Jake Paul's selfie video while going through Roman.
Yeah,
at the
you know what? The
table.
Jake Paul stuff stands out. Why? Because
Yeah.
you've never seen it before, and it was shockingly good.
Yeah, shockingly good. You need things to be shockingly good. All right, let's see here. You want to do a couple more?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
This
having
is
fun.
From Transferring Heat. Is Regal going back to WWE?
Not that I know of.
This is from Connor. Seth moves on to taking the title off of Roman at the Rumble. What do you think?
Oh, that's so Seth becomes number one contender.
Mm-hmm.
Sami screws up and costs Roman the title. Seth wins the title. Cody wins the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You could do that.
Sure.
There is unfinished business between the two.
There definitely is.
Tells a story that Seth just cannot beat Cody.
Right.
He throws everything at this guy, and he has his number. Yeah, okay, I could see it working for sure. I could see that working for sure. Do you have? And Seth makes sense to be able to beat Roman because he knows every move, you know. But we've seen this match.
We've seen this match
many times.
But it's also like, you know, do you think there's that old school politicking where, you know, I'll drop the title to so and so, and then he could drop the title to this guy?
Also, are we talking both titles? Are we talking one title?
Right.
Are we splitting these titles? Remember, they put themselves in a freaking in a box here.
Mm-hmm.
You have two titles. You're not one guy holds it. He's not on both brands every week.
They could also go this route. You ready?
Yeah.
Roman Reigns does something so heinous, he gets stripped of both titles, and those are on the line. That protects everybody. That protects Roman most of all.
But I feel like then that you're copping out. You know?
Yeah, but like you said, Roman is the kingmaker at this point, right?
Roman probably deservingly will take some time off once after Mania.
Yeah.
Deservingly, he should. So, you know what? I think Seth can work. That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Another good Connor, great one.
Yeah, great one. Let's see here. There was another good one I wanted to address. This is from Tim. So Sasha put hashtag AEW as a hashtag. Is she joining AEW?
Yeah, she's trolling everybody.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to come back last night, but it was Becky.
You know, Boston would have been a great moment for her to come back. I know that they've spoken to her. I don't know the status. That kind of stalled out here.
This is from the Kingsman on Twitter. Will WWE make Cody beat Roman if they think that after Cody's contract expires, he might go back to AEW? I don't think they would do that, because if that happens and WWE not mentioning AEW would lead to the man ending the biggest reign in the modern era.
I mean, it's a 3-year contract, right? And this entire thing has been paused, his contract, because he's hurt. So it's like his contract begins technically when he comes back. He wrestled for like a month and then he got hurt. So this is a frozen asset.
But you know what? It's probably better that he got hurt in WWE because they can take care of him better with their doctors. Or their specialists or whatever.
I think WWE has more access. Yeah. They have more access to this stuff. But, you know, I don't see it being an issue for the contract whatsoever because he has the entirety of his contract still exists. So I'm guessing they froze it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing that that's their protocol, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, you add another 8 months. I don't think Cody cares.
You owe us 8 months.
You owe us 8 months.
You owe us 8 months, dude.
We're gonna pay you millions of dollars. You owe us 8 months.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Who do you think would, from the AEW roster, who do you think would jump ship back to WWE?
I'd rather not say.
Okay. This is from the Llama.
Because then if I do tell you, I'm gonna have to lie and make up a name.
Got it. Tell me off the air.
Yeah.
This is from the Llama Whisperer. Matman Review with the sexiest boys in wrestling. Who do you all ask to be in the review?
Oh. With us?
Yeah, with us.
Oh, the Matman Review, the sexiest boy calendar. So definitely me and you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Joel Pearl.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what he's holding? It's him nude, but he's holding like a
Turkey?
like a turkey over his, just holding that's our November baby. That's our November picture.
Well, he could have December and have like Boxing Day because he's Canadian, and just take it really literal, and he's just wearing boxing gloves like this, covering his naughty bits. Joel, big shout out to Joel in the chat room.
Joel just threatened me in a DM. He's like, "You better effing tell me those names."
He's not. He's gonna forget right after.
I'm gonna forget right after.
Andrew's
this.
got the memory of a goldfish.
Oh,
guys.
you have no idea, dude. I say this all the time to like everybody that works with me. I'm like, can you please remind me to pay you like 18 times?
He answered the door today, and I said, "What's up? It's been a while." He turned around and then said, "When did you get here?" Let's see.
I'm having fun. Let's go through these.
Yeah.
Joel Pearl for sure. Dave Meltzer. He's doing one of these.
He gets the centerfold.
Yeah, he's like, yay, like one of these.
He gets the Sean with the belt.
And it's only issues of the Observer covering his privates.
Yeah.
Love it. I'm into this.
MG
MG.
riding naked on a riding mower.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Jonathan what is he doing?
He's in a tub, but the tub is filled with ramen. Just lounging.
All right, what else?
What else on the calendar?
No. What else do we have?
Oh, I was gonna say I'll be July barbecuing in an apron, and that's it.
Yo, can we start a new rumor?
Okay, go ahead.
MG's a Scientologist?
You know what? That's not too far from the truth. This dude texts me every other day about some Xenu shit, and I'm like, all right, man, you're gonna get taken
He just
away.
keeps writing January 6th over and over again in my text messages.
Dude, really?
I'm sorry, that's not true. That's not true. None of it is true.
The Xenu thing is true.
The
though.
Xenu thing is true.
He's like, Rich, have you checked your metachlorians yet?
Dude, he's like 1776 over and over again.
I don't know why I find that so funny. All right. Who is this from Shrikant? Who according to you guys is the wrestler of 2022?
Russell
It's Roman.
2022. Let's think.
It's Roman.
I would cop out and say Roman.
Roman and Mox. Top two, in my opinion. I don't even know what's going on in Japan right now.
MG, who do you think? Who's yours? Give me your three names. Wrestler of the year.
Moxley.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Moxley.
Roman.
Roman's up
Moxley.
there. Yeah, and if I had to think of, you know what, from the women, I would say Bianca.
All right, good pick.
That'd be my
Okay, that's a
three.
good one.
Good pick.
Mhm.
I like that. Yeah, Moxley. I would go with Moxley. I'm not as high. Sorry. Oh,
Bless
my
you.
brain just came out.
Bless you.
I wasn't like the biggest Moxley fan in WWE.
Yeah.
We would talk about this all the time. And then now you see him and you're like, how do you not think this guy is the worker of the year?
Right.
He's doing freaking indies in front of nobody. He doesn't give a crap. He's doing everything.
Arguably the best, I would say, like post-contract expiring return of all time.
Yeah, because he's done so much.
He's done so much, and also like that New Japan video still blows my mind. Where he's at the bar,
Yeah,
and you
very
finally
cool.
the reveal of who was at the bar, and he's carving his initials into the thing. You get the Death Rider. Really cool stuff, you know?
Yeah, very cool.
Let's see what else we got here. Let's do a couple more.
All right, let's do it.
This is from Pratik. Do you guys want to see AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Bray Wyatt, Solo Sikoa, Cody, Edge, Seth in the Men's Royal Rumble?
Yeah, all of them. Put them all in.
Put them all in.
Oh, where the hell is Edge?
Taking time off, right?
You know what I would love to see? Edge and Cody. That's a nice little feud.
Oh, yeah. Edge and
Right?
Cody. You know what would be a great little feud? Cody and Randy.
Randy. Okay, so I have a little tidbit on him.
Okay.
They did not expect his back issue to be this bad.
Ooh.
They thought it could heal on its own initially. He had fusion surgery.
Oh my God. Okay.
So he's out for a little bit.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, I think the big story would have been him and Riddle in a match at Mania, right? You could have that happen. But I don't know how far along he is, because it's very, like, I suffer from back issues. I have 4 ruptured discs in my back. I never got the surgery. It took me years to be able to manage this, where, I have to stretch every morning for like 40 minutes to function. Between that and my hip, like, I get it. So he got fusion. That's not a very easy surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Back surgery's gotten a lot easier over the last 20 years, but when I saw that he got a fusion, he's out for a while.
Yeah, that's the Austin surgery.
No, not neck.
Oh, he didn't get the neck
No.
fusion? Okay. Let's see. This is from BC Knight. Whoop. Go. Austin Theory is now sponsored by Beyblade. Congrats. But what the hell is Beyblade?
Beyblades?
They're like fidget spinners,
Yeah,
right?
my brothers used to play with Beyblades. It's like an early 2000s thing. It's like they're
used
like
to have
spinners. Beyblades, yeah, Jonathan would have them. They're like tops. It's dreidels. It's Japanese dreidels that fight each other.
And they would have
Commented on it.
arenas that you could play in, and you would try to knock the other
Yeah,
ones
you
out.
try to knock the other Beyblade
Oh, wow.
off.
Okay.
You could mod them up. They were like interchangeable. They
Like
were modular.
Crossfire.
Crossfire, you get out of the dark, Crossfire. I want a Crossfire so effing bad when I was a kid
Same
because
here.
of that commercial. He's like, yeah, and bad boys in leather jackets.
It looked like a lot of fun.
Oh, man.
Never got it.
I have a quick question for you, gentlemen.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you 3 names. Who would
Okay.
you be most excited for? Biggest pop in the Rumble if these 3 people came.
Okay.
All right. Pat McAfee, because college football is ending.
Okay.
Logan Paul, his injury should be well maintained.
Okay.
I don't know this guy's status, but Boogs.
And Boogs.
They all get an equal amount of a slight disdain from me.
Yeah, all of them. I think that I probably Logan Paul would get the biggest one.
Yeah. Logan Paul's the good one, right?
Yeah.
Logan Paul's the big guy.
Yeah.
Who's his brother? Paul Logan?
Paul Logan.
London?
Paul London is his bigger brother.
This is from Shreekans. Rich, have you watched the Triple R movie? I have not yet. I want to. It's like this wild Indian action movie that's on Netflix.
Oh yeah, you were talking about it. I gotta check it out too.
Let's do one more. I should be getting out of here, to be honest with you. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this is from Kayfabe Chronicles. 2-part question. 1, who wrestles?
Who wrestles? Perfect.
Great question. We don't know. 2, what's next for the Raw Women's title picture?
I don't know. I really don't know what's next. I mean, the big WrestleMania, it has to be Ronda and Becky.
That's SmackDown.
That's SmackDown. So
I
it's
think
not
it's going to be Bailey. I think Bailey's there.
Bailey, or where's Charlotte?
Where is Charlotte? That's a good question. When is Charlotte going to return? And are they going to change the color of the ring ropes?
And are they going to change the color? And the set. Are they going to change the set?
When are we getting the Backlash hooks back?
When are we getting the Backlash hooks back?
When is Nakamura going to choke everybody?
When is Nakamura going to... Imagine does it to Muta. Muta spits in his face.
He's just like,
Yeah.
It goes from this to this.
All right, what else do we have?
Well, let's do one from Connor here.
Yeah.
Do the PLEs replacing Hell in a Cell, Money in the Bank, Elimination Chamber get new names or throwbacks?
So I asked, and I was told everything is on the table.
Cool.
But they are using a lot of those throwback names for NXT.
Yeah.
So Armageddon, right?
Love Armageddon.
They did No Mercy. Did they do No Mercy, or am I making this up?
I think they did In Your House.
They did the In Your House stuff. So they're doing the older names. I don't necessarily think they need to go with the older names, but does it matter what the name is? Like, if they brought back Judgment Day, would it matter to you if the December pay-per-view is Judgment Day, or if it's, whatever the hell they want to call it?
It doesn't really matter, but we did have that nice little stretch of awesome pay-per-view names back in the day.
Judgment Day, Armageddon, No Mercy, Backlash,
No Way Out.
No Way Out.
There was a couple more peppered in there, right? St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
That was the cage
There's the cage, yeah.
where Paul White came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
and cost McMahon, the big idiot, cost McMahon the match. I mean, what a ridiculous debut. This big giant comes, throws Austin, breaks the cage, Austin wins, and he's standing there like a doofus, costing McMahon the match.
There were so many like very dark side style pay-per-view names, you know? Are we getting
WrestleVision.
WrestleFest, SummerSlam,
CyberSlam.
So, what is that?
Taboo Tuesday.
When are we getting Taboo Tuesday?
Cyber Monday.
What was it? Taboo Tuesday. There was Cyber Sunday.
Cyber Sunday. That was the one in Puerto Rico where Trish like nearly died. Right?
Yeah.
She broke her knees. She did that.
Oh my god!
Everybody got hurt on that Puerto Rican pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Right? That was the one. Everybody got hurt. I thought that was cool that they went to Puerto Rico for that. I actually want to see more because they are a lively crowd.
Was that was the one where you voted in, right?
You voted in, yeah.
How gimmicked was that? Or was it real?
I believe it was gimmicked.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to see like a behind the scenes of that, you know? Like a Tales from the Territories kind of thing where it's like, oh, the fix was in from the beginning,
That's a good one.
you know? Let's see. This is from Cadillac. Let's end it here if that's
right.
okay. This is from Cadillac Carson. When does Wee Man come back?
Yeah.
He would get a huge pop at
Yuck.
the Royal Rumble.
Yuck.
You don't like the Jackass
Don't
guys.
like the Jackass guys. I thought they did a really good job with that Jackass match.
Yeah.
I thought it was hysterical, but I don't want to see Jackass.
You know, for a guy who has a Steve-O tattoo in the middle of his chest, I can't
Dude, I
believe
know.
you hate the
It was a big mistake.
I can't believe you hate the Jackass
It was a
guys.
mistake.
Wee Man.
I'm not a fan of Jackass. Everybody's like, really? I'm like, yeah, it's not my thing.
Yeah, you know, I get it. I know your particularities. Like, I love action figures. I collect action figures. I don't buy any wrestling shit.
You don't buy any? No,
Don't
you
buy
don't.
any.
Ever.
Once in a while, I'll get like an AEW. I have like 2 AEW figures, and that's it. I have a Kenny and a Hangman.
I get it for the studio. Like
Yeah.
I buy it like for like the set, but like I don't collect.
Well, you need a lot of. Every time I see a Savio Vega, I'm gonna buy it for you.
Look at this dude. Look at his outfit.
I think that's a Sinbad
Fucking-
figure.
Dude, I think it is a Sinbad figure. I don't think this is Savio. I think this is Sinbad and Kazam. This is the mystery.
Not doing
I mean,
too well.
first of all, look at what he's wearing. Right, he's wearing the wife beater. Right, but it's not really. It's just a
It's
cutoff.
It's a tank top. You can't
It's
say
just
that anymore.
You could say wife beater.
No,
No,
you can't.
Wow, you're canceled.
say-
You're canceled.
You canceled.
He got the big gold chain on.
Canceled.
He has. I don't know what the hell this hat is.
Mhm.
And just regular slacks.
What an outfit.
What an outfit.
He probably just got into the car and drove off after like his matches. Yeah, why not? Same thing with like Mick Foley when it was like sweatpants era Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Probably just gotten right into the car.
flannel shirt, sweatpants. All right, I'm getting right in the car. What do I need
Boom.
to change?
Yeah. I don't need to shower.
I just remember his big butt taking all those bumps.
Exactly.
I had a friend that would constantly tell people that he wears it's like a padded ass, and that's how he takes the bumps.
I've heard that too. Like people would love to make stuff up about the guy.
He has a big booty.
Yeah, it's a butt.
Got a big ass dumper on him.
It's all butt.
He's all butt. Good for him. He got a big old booty.
Yeah.
It's that Long Island water. That's what it is.
Gives you a big ass.
It gives you a big ass. Also, like 10 heads, but it also sometimes you just get a big ass. All right, what else do we have? Are we done?
I think we're done.
All right, guys, this was a lot of fun. Fun little Sunday show here. I'll be back tonight, Wrestling Observer Live, 6 p.m. Eastern on the F4W page. Rich and I will be back on Friday next week
Yes,
with
sir.
another Matt Men. I'll be back on Tuesday with We're Live, Pal. A lot of stuff happening. Matt Ryan starting his series. He has another one coming up. And everything else going on. Follow us. Follow Rich, BTC Rich, Andrew Zarian on Twitter, Matt Men Podcast on Twitter. Also, do us this big favor. Subscribe to the show. We're on our way to 10,000 followers here on YouTube, subscribers on YouTube. We're also available everywhere podcasts are available. Subscribe to the podcast. Until next time, goodbye.
Later.